Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV in conjunction with Colfax High School presents Viking Pregame. A look at today's Colfax Vikings Girls game. And now, Viking Pregame.
Good evening and welcome to the NLWN-TV studios. I'm Rick Olson and we're getting ready to bring you Colfax High School Viking Girls Basketball. Tonight, the 9-6 Vikings, who are 2-4 in the Dunn-St Croix Conference, are getting ready to take on the team that's just ahead of them in the conference standings in the 6-1 Durand-Arkansaw Panthers, who are 12-3 overall. The Vikings are coming off a 60-50 win over the Somerset Spartans in a non-conference game on Tuesday, while the Panthers are coming off a 61-20 conference win over the Boyceville Bulldogs back on Monday. Now, coming up in this edition of Viking Pregame, we're going to take a look at tonight's matchup between the Panthers and the Vikings. Then we'll get Coach Serrar's perspective on tonight's game in Coach's Corner. Following that, we'll send it out to Durand High School, where our broadcast crew will bring you all the play-by-play action of tonight's game. So it's time to get ready for some exciting high school girls basketball. All that coming up right after this brief timeout. You're tuned to Viking Pregame on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
There are a lot of words I would use to describe my daughter. Kind, strong, hilarious. When I think about how much she's experienced in her life, we can't help but be inspired by her every day. So really, we're the lucky ones. Learn more at adoptuskids.org.
Welcome back to Viking Pregame, where we're getting ready to bring you all the action of tonight's Dunn-St Croix Conference game between the Colfax Viking Girls and the Durand-Arkansaw Panthers. The Vikings are coming off a 60-50 win over the Somerset Spartans back on Tuesday, while the Panthers are coming off a 61-20 victory over the Boyceville Bulldogs on Monday. Now, in that Viking game against Somerset, the Vikings worked hard just to keep pace with the Spartans in the first half, and then battled really hard to pull away in the second half for the win. Now, leading the way for the Vikings in that victory was 5'7" senior forward McKenna Shipman, who hit 10 field goals, including 3 three-pointers, and went 4 for 6 from the free throw line for a season high of 27 points. She was followed by 6' senior center Jeanette Hajdukovic, who nailed 4 field goals and a free throw for 9 points. Kaysen Goodell also contributed, picking up 7 points. Now tonight, the Vikings are taking on the Durand-Arkansaw Panthers, who sport a 6-1 record in the Dunn-St Croix Conference and are 12-3 overall. Leading the way for the Panthers this season is junior Chloe Auth, who is shooting 46% from the floor, including 40% from three-point land and 50% from the free throw line, while averaging nearly 12 points per game. She's being followed by junior Emma Hoyt, who hit on 38% of her field goals and 69% of her free throws for nearly 10 points per game. Now, leading the way rebounding for the Panthers is junior Addison Auth, who's pulling down over 6 boards per game. Also effective on the boards are Hoyt and Chloe Auth, who grab 5 rebounds per game each. Now, so far this season, leading the way for the Vikings in scoring is McKenna Shipman, who's averaging nearly 14.5 points per game. She's being followed by Goodell, who's accounting for over 8 points per game, with Hajdukovic averaging over 7.5. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get Viking head coach Courtney Serrar's perspective on tonight's game in Coach's Corner. You're tuned to Viking Pregame on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Adding your own flavor to fashion comes with age.
Okay, Dad, look at you.
Yeah, welcome. Hi.
Forgetting how to add doesn't. Finding it difficult to work with numbers may be a sign of Alzheimer's.
Dad, are you okay?
An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's. Some things come with age, some others don't.
Time now to see what the coaches have to say. It's Coach's Corner, with a look at tonight's game from the coach's point of view. And now, Coach's Corner.
Once again on Coach's Corner, we're talking with the Viking girls head coach, Courtney Serrar. And Coach, back on Tuesday, the Vikings put forth a come-from-behind performance to defeat the Somerset Spartans 60-50. And since we didn't get a chance to talk following that game due to the fact the boys' game was coming up right away, let's hear your thoughts about that game.
Yeah, I thought, we played really well. I thought we moved the ball well and, got into gaps. First half, I just asked, after the first half, I asked them to be just a little bit more aggressive. I thought the first half we were pretty content just, throwing it on the outside, and I wanted to get the ball in the middle more. And second half, they were able to do that. I also thought that our defense was really good. They had some kids who were scoring, in the high 18s, high 15s as far as points, and I thought we did a really good job holding them under their scoring average, and it was a good win.
Well, shortly following that game, while I was talking with one of the longtime spectators at the game, who said that she thought that this was a much-needed win because it required a comeback against a pretty strong team and showed a lot of grit by the Viking girls. Your thoughts about that comment?
Yeah, I thought that they made, some pretty lucky shots in the first half, but we never looked panicked or, anything like that. And I don't think the deficit was ever something, unmanageable for sure. Basketball's a game of runs. It's always going to be that way. Each team is going to go on their run. And I thought, we did a pretty good job first half of withstanding their run. And then second half, we didn't really let them. We traded baskets for a while, but we never, let them go on a big run. And we were able to get some stops and put the ball in the basket. And, I thought McKenna Shipman shot the ball super well, but I also thought that a lot of other people contributed in ways that we need. Autumn kind of got us going with a couple of, inside shots, and, Bryn played excellent defense and Jeanette played excellent defense, and just, those are the things that you need. You need somebody to make shots, but, we don't win if, everyone else doesn't do those things at the same time. So.
And they kept their poise. And that's pretty critical stuff.
Sure. They never looked panicked, which was good to see. And, again, it was nice, like you said, to get a win against, a good quality team. Somerset and a lot of, really good teams. So.
Well, tonight the Vikings are going to get back into conference play against another really good team that's just ahead of the Vikings in the conference standings. That's the Durand-Arkansaw Panthers. What can you tell us about the Panthers?
Yeah, they've been playing well too, and they've, got some wins against a quality team. First time around, I thought we did not play well at all. Against them. We've really struggled to put the ball in the basket. I thought our defense was pretty good, and they made some tough shots, so credit to them. But obviously we'd love nothing more than to return the favor and come out with a win.
Now, back on December 5th, you kind of hinted at it. The Panthers defeated the Vikings by 8, which isn't a huge loss, 44-36, and Panthers. Emma Hoyt and Chloe Auth kind of did their thing, scoring 14 and 11 respectively. And you mentioned the putting the ball in the hoop, but any other adjustments the Vikings are going to need to make in order to keep those two under control?
I thought we did a good job defensively. We were down almost 15 and ended up taking the lead. The Hoyt girl made 2 tough threes, at the end of the game to kind of, seal it for them. But, other than that, I thought our defense was pretty good. Just trying to, keep their stars in check and make other people make tough plays, I think is goal as a group. So hopefully we can do that tonight.
Well, Coach Serrar, good luck on tonight's game, and kind of as you said, hopefully the Vikings get a chance to return the favor to the Panthers.
Thank you.
You've been listening to Coach's Corner, with a look at tonight's game from the coach's point of view. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
We all know what it's like to feel alone. But it just takes one new connection.
Want to get out of here?
To empower many.
This is unbelievable.
It doesn't take a superhero to bring forces together. We all have the power to reach out.
Let's go!
And help someone feel like they belong.
Pretty cool, huh?
We are stronger together.
Welcome back to Viking Pregame. Tonight we have a critical Dunn-St. Croix Conference matchup between the 4-2 Vikings and the 6-1 Durand-Arkansaw Panthers. Now, so far this week in Dunn-St. Croix Conference play, we have only one game with the Durand-Arkansaw Panthers defeating the Boyceville Bulldogs 61-20. Now that leaves the Dunn-St. Croix Conference standings as follows. The Elk Mound Mounders remain in first place with a 6-0 record. In second place, only a half game back, are the Durand-Arkansaw Panthers with a 6-1 record. The Vikings and the Mondovi Buffaloes are tied for third with 4-2 records and 2 games out of first. Tied for fifth and 4 games back with 2-4 records are the Spring Valley Cardinals and the Glenwood City Hilltoppers. In seventh place with 1-6 record are the Boyceville Bulldogs, who are 5.5 games behind the pace. And eighth place belongs to the 0-6 Elmwood Plum City Wolves. Now, in addition to the Vikings traveling to Durand to take on the Durand-Arkansaw Panthers tonight, we find the 1-6 Boyceville Bulldogs hosting the 2-4 Spring Valley Cardinals. The 4-2 Mondovi Buffaloes will travel to Elk Mound to take on the unbeaten Elk Mound Mounders, while the 0-6 Elmwood Plum City Wolves will face the 2-4 Glenwood City Hilltoppers in Plum City. Tonight, the Vikings are getting ready to take on the team sitting right in front of them in the Dunn-St. Croix Conference in the Durand-Arkansaw Panthers. Now, this game is a matchup of the two teams who tied for second place in the Dunn-St. Croix Conference last season. And earlier this season, the Panthers defeated the Vikings 44-36. So far this season, the Panthers are outscoring their opponents by an average score of 47-30, while the Vikings are averaging 54 points per game while giving up 40. So the stage is set for some exciting girls high school basketball, and we'll have all the action for you right here on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. Now, in just a moment, I'll join our broadcast crew at Durand High School as we will bring you all the action of tonight's game between the Colfax Vikings and the Durand-Arkansaw Panthers. That's all coming up next. You've been tuned to Viking Pregame on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
You've been tuned to Viking Pregame with a look at today's Colfax Vikings girls game. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. Stay tuned. Coming up next is live Colfax Viking basketball.
It happens to everyone eventually. Your computer goes on the fritz. Fear not, Sladen's Technology Services can help. When your computer decides to not cooperate, it can be very frustrating. Let Sladen's Technology Services keep you from wanting to drive your computer right off a cliff. Sladen's Technology Services supports business of all sizes. They offer assistance with managed anti-malware, encrypted email, fast tech support, data backup, and recovery, and more. Call Sladen's Technology Services at 715-864-2833 and get the IT help you desire. Sladen's Technology Services is the official IT service for the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
In November of 2018, our daughter Jana passed away. The outpouring of support was unbelievable. Support that we received inspired us to start a foundation called the Jana Kelly Memorial Foundation. And through that foundation,
we've given back in a lot of different ways, through projects, through different other charities that we've supported. We like to help Humane Association, and the Ronald McDonald House is something that's very near and dear to us. We've also recently, this last year, we actually built a tiny house. It's really exciting to be able to give back in different ways.
To learn more or to help financially, would find us on Facebook or www.janakelly.com.
Colfax Viking Girls Basketball is on the air.
To the right side, they feed it down underneath to Hajdukovic, who lays it up and in. Jeanette Hajdukovic with 2.
The Northern Light Webcasting Network, along with NLWN-TV, is excited to bring you Colfax High School Girls Basketball.
No good on the shot. Rebound taken away by Shipman and puts the shot up and in.
Join us as we follow the Vikings while they battle their way through the Dunn-St. Croix Conference.
To Nigaman, she launches a 3. She hit the 3!
And now out to the gym for today's Colfax Viking basketball.
Well, good evening and welcome to Durand High School as we're getting ready to bring you the 4-2 Colfax Vikings taking on the 6-1 Durand-Arkansaw Panthers in a game that has a big impact on the Dunn-St. Croix Conference standings. Rick Olson with you along with Dan Petchow, Lynn Nigaman on the camera. Hey, we want to send a special welcome to our long-distance viewers tonight from Las Vegas and from Costa Rica. Anything to get out of the cold, I guess, huh, Dan?
Yeah, our Costa Rica people, Art and Roxy, that's my kayaking canoe partners. Apparently they don't want to do anything up here, so they headed down to Costa Rica.
Wait a minute, isn't this the same group of people that always go kayaking with you on January 1st?
It is. And our Art and Roxy know all about that, don't you guys?
All right, hey, we've got a really big game coming up tonight. Dan, why don't you tell us who's going to play in it?
Here's the starters for the Durand-Arkansaw Panthers. They're going to go junior number 2, Chloe Oth. Junior number 11, Addison Oth. Junior number 12, Victoria Kurth. Junior number 14, Emma Hoyt. Junior number 21, Sora Sabelko. For the Vikings, they're going to go with 5'6" junior, number 4, Kason Goodell. 5'5" senior, number 20, Meadow Keltner. 5'7" senior, number 32, Jada Anderson. 6' senior, number 40, Jeanette Hajdukovic. And 5'7" senior, number 42, McKenna Shipman.
And that's who the starters are tonight. We've got a couple minutes. I want to remind you that tonight's Colfax Viking basketball game is being brought to you by the Colfax Animal Hospital. Let Doctors Austin and Nikki Pritchard and their friendly staff take care of your pet. C&K Construction, your concrete experts for the Chippewa Valley. Dairy State Bank, where they're banking on relationships. Midwest Environmental Consultants, soil testers for Western Wisconsin. Anderson Bridges, who've been manufacturing prefabricated steel truss bridges since 1989. Slayton's Technology, the IT provider for the Northern Light Webcasting Network. Menominee Eye and Optical, with quality personalized care for you and your family. I get to go see them tomorrow, and they're going to put some drops in my eyes and make sure I can see what I'm saying. And Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax, comfort food the way Mom used to make it. So you be sure to thank these fine sponsors for bringing you Colfax Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. So Dan, the Durand-Arkansaw Panthers have been a nemesis in the side of the Vikings for quite a while. And they're currently sitting about a game and a half ahead of the Vikings and in the standings. But that's only because they've played one more game than the Vikings have so far.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it's been that way, I think, since we started doing this broadcast, seeing them switch. But Durand's always had a little bit of an advantage. And Colfax has definitely got their work cut out for them tonight. The girls on Durand, they can shoot outside. They got a lot of girls that shoot a lot of threes, but they also shoot a lot of shots inside. So the bigs are going to have to take care of underneath, and point guards for Colfax are going to have to make sure they get over on screens when they're playing defense.
And I think what we're going to do is we're going to send it over to the band and then to the public address system for the national anthem and player introductions.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Durand-Arkansaw High School welcomes you to Dunn-St. Croix Girls Basketball action between the Colfax Vikings and your Durand-Arkansaw Panthers. At this time, please welcome sophomore student council member Chloe Talley as she delivers tonight's sportsmanship message.
The Dunn-St. Croix Conference and the WIA require good sportsmanship and education-based sporting events. Attendance at interscholastic activities is a privilege with the expectation to exhibit positive and respectful behavior. For the enjoyment and respect of all in attendance, your cooperation in demonstrating the high ideals of sportsmanship is expected and greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Tonight's contest has been made possible by the sacrifices of our men and women of service, so please stand if able and remove your hats as we honor that service and America. As the Panther Pep Band, under the direction of Mr. Andrew Smith, proudly performs our national anthem. Presenting our nation's colors is the Silver Saber Color Guard. Now let's meet the starting lineup for tonight's matchup. For the Vikings and Coach Star, in junior number 4, Jason Goodell. A senior number 20, Meadow Buckman. A senior number 32, Jana Anderson. A senior number 40, Jeanette Hajdukovic. A senior number 42, Montana Shepman. The Vikings are assisted by Carly Gibson and Joe Sett. Now for Coach Lowerhead,
And so there's the starting lineups for tonight's game. Once again, no starters for the Durand-Arkansaw Panthers. We have Chloe Auth, Addison Auth. We'll probably just go Chloe and Addison on that. And Victoria Kurth, Emma Hoyt, and Sawyer Sabalco for the Vikings. The usual 5, Taysa Goodell, Meadow Keltner, Jada Anderson, Jeanette Hajdukovic, and McKenna Shipman. Hajdukovic jumping center against Addison Auth. The ball goes up and the Panthers control the ball. Chloe with it, gets it over to the near side. That's down to Kurth. Then down into the corner. Being brought out of there by Hoyt. Then out high to Chloe. Over to Kurth. Then to Addison. And the ball gets taken away by Shipman. She hands it off to Goodell, and Goodell brings it up across the timeline. To Hajdukovic, down into the right corner to Keltner. Keltner back out high to Anderson. Anderson drives into the lane. She lays it up and won't go down. On the floor come the Panthers. Sabalco with it. Takes it to the free throw line. Ball gets knocked away by Anderson. She takes it in, lays it up. This time it goes in. And the Vikings take an early 2-0 lead. Panthers have it. They get it over to the near side to Hoyt, puts up a 3. No. Rebound taken down by Goodell. Goodell quickly down the floor for the Vikings on the right side. Gets it out to Shipman. Shipman motions to Goodell to come out. She hands it back off to her. Goodell takes it between the circles. To Hajdukovic at the elbow, out to Anderson. Anderson takes it into the lane, stops, kicks it out to Hajdukovic. Cross-court pass over to Goodell. Goodell takes it into the lane, kicks it out to Keltner. Keltner into the lane, tries to hand it off. The ball gets taken away by Sabalco for the Panthers. Down the floor to Hoyt. She puts it up, it doesn't go. Rebound taken down by Shipman. Goodell with it, across the timeline, feeding it over to the left side to Keltner. Tried to get it into Shipman, but the ball gets intercepted by Hoyt. She takes it down the right side, all the way down to the baseline, back out high to Auth. That's Addison. And then over to Kurth on the left, back out high to Hoyt. And then driving down, putting it up, no good, was Chloe Auth. And the Vikings come away with the ball. There's a rebound by Anderson, and Goodell has it. She's between the circles. Feeds it to the left elbow to Shipman, to Keltner. Drives into the lane. Got stopped, got the ball back. Gets it out to Anderson, then to Goodell. Then into the lane to Shipman. Turnaround jumper, no good. Rebound, knocked around, and they're going to say it went off Hajdukovic. No, they're going to say we have a foul on Hajdukovic. That's the first foul on anybody in the game. So Durand to inbound. Chloe Auth with the ball. Brings it through the backcourt. Gets it over onto the right side. They get it down into the right corner to Kurth. Kurth brings it back out high to Hoyt. Hoyt over to Addison Oth, then to Sibelko. Sibelko on the left side, cross-court pass over to Kurth. Then down to Chloe Oth. Oth drives into the lane, stops, kicks it back outside, coming down, putting the shot up. It's no good. The putback shot is no good. Ball gets tipped around, still loose on the floor, picked up by Sibelko. She lost the handle on it, but she lost the handle because Hajdukovic knocked it away. And the Vikings have wholesale substitutions. The second group of 5 comes in.
Yeah, good
this
defense.
Is your hockey reference, right?
Yeah. Good defense by Colfax here in the first few minutes.
Chloe Oth gets it over to Hoyt. Hoyt drives the lane, puts it up, no good. Rebound. Taken down by Sierra Shipman. She hands it off to Jordan Bovey and gets it over to J.C. Bovey. Then down to Sikora. Feeds it out to Nigaman. She puts the shot up. It's no good. Off the back of the iron. And down the floor come the Panthers. Vikings leading 2-0. 14 minutes remaining in the first half. Kurth has it out high. Over to the right side to Chloe Oth. Back over to the left side. This is Sibelko with it. Drives to the left elbow. Gets it out to Addison Oth. And out into the corner to Kurth. Puts up the 3. No. Sibelko gets the rebound. Her shot is no good. They get their own rebound. Addison Oth drives into the lane. Kicks it out to the right side. Hoyt with it. Takes it into the lane. And we're going to get a whistle.
We got a foul.
Foul's going to be on Nigaman. Her first second team foul on the Vikings. Into the lineup for the Panthers is McKinley Sand as well as Gracie Bauer. Ball comes out to Hoyt. Shots up no good. Rebound taken down. We got a whistle.
I think she was out of bounds.
I think you're right. I think she came down with the ball on the end line. So Sierra Shipman inbound for the Vikings. Full court pressure being put on by the Panthers. Ball comes into J.C. Bovey. Gets it off to Jordan. Jordan Bovey with it. She gets trapped as she comes across the timeline. Gets the ball over to Sikora. Gets it back out to Jordan. To Sierra Shipman. Tries to get it to Nigaman. Ball's loose on the floor. We have a jump ball called. And looks like Nigaman got one in the nose. Probably right across the bridge of the nose. So the trainer's going to tend to her. Vikings inbound the ball. J.C. Bovey gets it and tries to hand it off to Jordan. Ball gets knocked away, and here comes Durand, and the pass is long out of bounds. It'll be Viking ball. McKenna Shipman back into the lineup for the Vikings. Sierra Shipman came out. Ball comes into Goodell. She came in for J.C. Bovey. Goodell comes down on the right side of the lane, gets it over to Hajdukovic. Then over to Sikora, who puts it up and in. Bryn Sikora with 2. And the Vikings go up 4-0. Ball is loose as Durand has it on the left side. It gets picked up by Bauer. She gets it out to Hoyt. Then to Sibelko. Sibelko on the right side. Hands it off to Sand, who gets it out high. They've got it with Bauer. Over to Hoyt on the left side. Takes it into the lane. Gets it out to the right side. Bauer with the shot. No good. Shipman with the rebound. Gets it to Jordan Bovey on the right side. She feeds it into Sikora. Then back out to Jordan. Three-pointer on the way. No good. Rebound. It was saved in bounds by Goodell. Knocked it off the feet Knocked it off the feet of a Durand-Arkansaw player. Loose ball, and putting it up and in is McKenna Shipman. 6-0, the Vikings with the lead. Durand gets the ball over to the right side. That's Addison Oth gets it out to Bauer. Bauer over to the left side to Sand, and then now they get it back out high to Chloe Oth. Oth over to Kurth, high, wide, and right, and we've got a whistle. And looks like Chloe Oth might have turned her ankle or something, and they get a substitute in for her. Sand with the ball, gets it over onto the right side. Well, Sand has it now, and we're going to get a whistle and a foul. And the foul's going to be on Jordan Bovey. Ball comes in to Addison Oth. They get it over to the far side to Bauer. Feeding it into the lane to Sibelko. And the ball is loose, taken away by Shipman, and down the floor come the Vikings. Goodell with it down the right side of the lane. Feeds it underneath to Hajdukovic, puts it up, it won't go in. Out of bounds off the Vikings.
We got a foul.
Oh, we do. It's a foul on Hajdukovic.
That'll be her second.
It is. 4 team fouls on the Vikings. Ball comes in for the Panthers. They get it over to Addison Oth. Feeds it into the forecourt to Sibelko. Sibelko, long pass down to Kurth in the left corner. Gets it out high now to Bauer. Bauer back to Kurth on the left side. Kurth takes it out to the top of the key. Gets it over to Sand. Sand then to Bauer. A shot blocked out of bounds. They're going to call a foul. Foul on Anderson. Viking fans thought it was all ball, but that's what you'd expect.
Unless there was a little bump before she blocked it.
First shot is up and good by Gracie Bauer. Finally puts the Durand-Arkansaw Panthers on the board. Her second shot is on the way, and it's also good. Substitute coming in now, Emma Hoyt coming in for Bauer. Shipman gets it into Goodell. Goodell, and she got fouled. Foul is going to be on Victoria Kurth. It's the first team foul on Durand. Shipman inbounds the ball to Goodell. Goodell brings it up across the timeline. Feeds it over to the right side. This is Bovey. Jordan with it. Then to Sikora. Then to Goodell. Back out to Sikora at the left elbow. Over to Anderson on the right side. Drives into the lane. Puts it up. No good. Rebound. Taken down by Addison Oth. And they feed it down the floor. McKinley Sand with it between the circles, gets it over to the right side to Kurt. Ball gets taken away. We're going to get a whistle and a foul, and that's going to be a foul on Sibelko.
Yeah, tough defense by both teams tonight.
Second team foul on Durand. That was only the first on Sibelko. Vikings have it on the left side. Jordan Bovey out to Sikora, to Goodell, driving the right baseline. She feeds it out, but we get a blocking foul underneath. And that foul is going to be on McKinley Sand. That's going to be her first. Third team foul on Durand. Shipman inbounds it to Sikora, back out to Shipman, shots up, no good. Or check that. Yeah, that was Sierra Shipman with the shot. Durand feeds the ball down low. They get it over onto the left side. Then down into the left corner. That's Addison Oth dribbling it over into the lane. Feeds it back out to Sand. Sand at the free throw line. Tries to get a pass off and intercepted by the Vikings. Feeds it down to Sierra Shipman. She thought somebody would be coming down on her right side. And
yeah, nobody came with her.
Yeah, she laid it off to that side and there was nobody there. So here comes Durand back down the floor. Sibelko with the ball. Over to Hoyt. Ball's tied up on the floor, and we're going to get a jump ball. Possession arrow in favor of the Vikings. 8:44 remaining in the first half. Vikings on top, 6-2. Ball comes in to Addison Oth, gets it over to Chloe. And then they get to Bauer. Bauer feeds it over to Hoyt, who lost the ball out of bounds, but it was knocked out of bounds by the Vikings. So Hoyt to inbound. She feeds it out to Addison Oth, and then they get it over to the left side. Chloe Oth with it. High, wide, and left. Now she's at the top of the key. Feeds it over to the right side to Addison. Addison gets it over to Sibelko, takes it to the lane, feeds it back out to Addison, and she hit the baseline. Drag your foot right across the baseline. That would not be a complete pass in the NFL, Dan.
Yeah, good defense by 32 and 34 for Colfax. They've stepped it up here in the second half of the season.
Anderson with the ball, hands it off to Shipman, puts it up, it's no good. Came in, got her own rebound, feeds it out to Anderson, then to Goodell. Goodell at the top of the key, takes it down the right side of the lane, puts it up, it doesn't go, but she got fouled by Sibelko.
Yeah, right now, Colfax is winning the board battle.
First shot is up, it's good. Into the lineup is McKinley Sand for the Durand-Arkansaw Panthers. Second shot on the way, rattles around and comes out. Rebound taken down by Addison Oth, feeds it over to Chloe on the left side. They get it down in the corner to Hoyt. Back out high to Bauer. Bauer over to the right side to Chloe. She's on the right wing. Tries to feed it down low. And the ball went out of bounds. They're going to say it was touched by Sierra Shipman. So the Panthers to inbound it. They get it in. Pass is intercepted by Shipman. That's McKenna Shipman. And the Vikings bring it into the forecourt. Goodell with the ball. She's between the circles. Brings it over to the right side. Feeds it to the left side to Shipman. Three-pointer. She hit the three! McKenna Shipman with a three-pointer and a timeout on the floor. Vikings lead 10-2 on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Dairy State Bank encourages you to save smarter for your retirement by maximizing possible tax advantages. We offer traditional, Roth, and rollover IRAs with a wide variety of investment options. It's not too late to invest up to $6,500 of possible tax-deferred earnings into an IRA for 2023 tax purposes, or $7,500 if you're 50 or better. Call or stop by for more information. Dairy State Bank, banking on relationships. Member FDIC.
We're back here at Durand High School. Vikings are leading the Durand-Arkansaw Panthers 10-2. And our camera person, Lynn, is motioning to her husband, Jesse, to come down because Autumn, their daughter, is the one who got banged up a little bit earlier. Shot goes up, rebound contested, and foul is being called on Sierra Shipman. Ball comes into Hoyt. They feed it over to the right side to Bauer. Back over to the left side. Shot goes up. It's no good. And the Vikings come away with it. Goodell down the floor. Goodell takes it into the lane, puts a shot up, and it goes in. Jason Goodell with the 2. 12-2, Vikings by 10.
She has 3 points.
Bauer with it. Feeds it over to Hoyt. Over to Chloe off, down into the right corner to Bauer. Bauer takes it into the lane. Her shot gets partially blocked. Loose ball on the floor. Coming out of that is Sikora. Sikora down the right side of the lane, puts it up. It doesn't go. Rebound tipped around, out of bounds, and it's going to be Durand-Arkansaw ball. Keltner coming into the lineup for the Vikings, replacing Sierra Shipman.
Yeah, Colfax playing great defense on their end, but Durand's also getting back on transition and creating turnovers at that end.
Kurth has it, gets it out to the top of the key to Sand, and then over to the near side to Hoyt. Back out between the circles to Kurth, and now they get it down underneath. Shot goes up, no good. Rebound taken down by the Vikings. Goodell with it. Takes it to the free throw line, then back out to Anderson. Sikora with it, gets it down to Keltner in the right corner. Keltner on the dribble, ball got knocked loose. She tries to pick it up, ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Viking ball. Scrambling for it was Emma Hoyt, but she couldn't control it before it went out of bounds. So Keltner inbounds it to Goodell. Goodell with it across the timeline over to the right side to Anderson. Ball gets knocked away by Bauer, and they feed it over to Sand. Sand feeds it down into the right corner and then down underneath to Bauer. Then out to Sand. To Hoyt from three-point land. Shot is no good. Rebound taken down by Sikora. Sikora drives the length of the floor, puts it up, no good, gets her own rebound. It's no good. And we've got a whistle. And the foul is going to be on Emma Hoyt. That'll be the 5th team foul on Durand-Arkansaw. First foul on Hoyt. And we'll get an injury report shortly. Shot goes up, it's no good. She made the first, missed the second. 13-2. Hoyt with the ball on the left side. Feeds it out between the circles to Kurth. Kurth over to the right side to Bauer. Bauer down into the corner to Hoyt. Hoyt down to Bauer, and the ball got knocked out of bounds.
Yeah, Durand has done a good job trying to get it inside, and Colfax just won't let him in.
Pass comes in to Hoyt. Hoyt gets it over to the near side to Sabelko. Sabelko to the free throw line. Then over to Oth. That's Addison Oth. Then down into the right corner to Sabelko. Sabelko dribbles it out and through the lane. We're going to get a whistle and a foul.
Foul's on 20.
That's going to be on Meadow Keltner. And it's going to send Sabelko to the line for the 1-and-1. First shot is up, it's no good. Rebound taken down by Shipman. Gets it over to Goodell. Goodell at the top of the key. Feeds it over to Keltner. Then out to Shipman. Two-pointer on the way, it's good.
Quick release there by
15-2.
McKenna Shipman.
Vikings on top, 15-2. Panthers have it on the right side. They get it down into the right corner to Sabelko. She circles out, gets it over to Addison-off, then down into the corner to Kurth. Back out to Addison. Now Chloe from the left side, three-pointers up, no good. Rebound taken down by Kurth. And they throw the ball away. Vikings will get it. 3:28 to go in the first half. A lot of end-to-end action in this. Goodell brings it across the timeline on the left side. Down into the left corner. She got tied up, and we have a timeout called by the Vikings. So with 3:18 to go, it'll be Vikings 15, Durand-Arkansaw Panthers 2 on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Are your animals feeling a little under the weather? Give the nice folks at Colfax Animal Hospital a call. Austin and Nikki Pritchard are just what the doctor ordered. In fact, they are the doctors and they're ready to help. That's the Colfax Animal Hospital. Give them a call at 715-962-3380.
Back here at Durand High School, got a check on Autumn Nigaman. She got bopped in the beak. That's pretty much all it was, and they say she's fine. They do have to check her out a little more tomorrow. Going in was Goodell for a layup and got fouled on the way in.
I think that's on 21. She have 3 fouls, I do believe.
That's the third on Sawyer Sabelko. Goodell goes to the line for 2. First shot is up and good. (16-2). The Vikings on top. Second shot on the way. That one's off the iron, no good. Rebound taken down by Durand. Chloe Oth with it. Across the timeline, feeds it over to the right side. That's Hoyt with it. Gets it back out to Addison-Oth. To Chloe. Chloe drives into the lane, puts it up. No. Rebound. Fought for, and we have a jump ball being called.
Yeah, Durand just can't get nothing to fall.
Sikora thought she had the rebound, but somebody got their hands on it at the same time. So the Vikings got it on the possession arrow. Goodell almost lost the handle. Gets it across the timeline to Shipman, then to Keltner. Keltner lost the handle. Now she's trapped, and we're going to get a jump ball called, and it'll be Durand-Arkansaw ball. Chloe Oth on the dribble. Gets it over to Hoyt. Hoyt over to Addison-Oth, and then to Chloe. Back out to Kurth. Then to Sand. Addison-Oth feeds it into the lane, and she traveled. Victoria Kurth took an extra step, but she was going to try to back in and then turn and jump.
Yeah, they finally got somebody to ISO inside and get a good look, and she traveled.
Vikings with the ball. Goodell bringing it up across the timeline. Takes it through the traffic and loses the handle. Chloe Oth with it. Over on the right side, they get a three-pointer away by Addison-Oth. No good. Rebound taken down by Sand. And the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Viking ball.
Yeah, I think Durand's just trying to hustle a little too much, maybe hurry, and they're making some turnovers that are kind of not needed right now.
Pass goes over to Bovey, and she tries to get it down to Anderson, knocked out of bounds by Hoyt. So it'll be Viking ball. Shipman gets it into Goodell. She's high, wide, and left. Gets it over to the right side to Anderson, then down to Bovey. Bovey with the ball, got knocked loose, but she went over and picked it up. Feeds it down toward the lane, and Tried to get it through a little too much traffic that time. Durand has the ball on the right side. Hoyt with it, gets it out high. That's Kurth, and then over to Addison-Oth, then to Sand down on the left baseline. Back out high to Addison-Oth, goes through traffic, and we're going to get a blocking foul called on Anderson.
Got a foul on 32.
Yes, that's Jada Anderson. Second personal. 8th team foul on the Vikings. First shot is up and good. Addison-Oth at the line. Second shot is up. That one's also good. 16-4. The Vikings up by a dozen with just about a minute remaining in the first half. Ball comes down to Sierra Shipman. She lays it up and in. Very nicely run play that time by the Vikings. Durand-Arkansaw with it over on the right side. Hoyt with it. Gets it over to Addison. Tries to go into the lane. And we're going to get the ball. It went out of bounds off of Addison-Oth. .40 seconds remaining in the first half. Jordan Bovey gets it over to Goodell in the forecourt. Goodell got the ball knocked away, but she chased it down. Under 30. Ball's loose on the floor, picked up by Shipman. Gets it over to Nigaman. She puts a shot up. It won't go in. Good to see Nigaman back out on the floor. Off with it. This is Chloe. Takes it over to the right side, drives onto the baseline, puts it up off the side of the backboard. Long throw down and out of bounds with the James Bond number up on the scoreboard. It's 007.
All right, let's see if they can get a long pass here. Don't think so, but.
Pass comes in and she fired the curveball and it did not go in, so we have reached halftime, and coming up at halftime we have a Viking profile with Jordan Bovey going to be our Viking profile guest today as you're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Are your animals feeling a little under the weather? Give the nice folks at Colfax Animal Hospital a call. Austin and Nikki Pritchard are just what the doctor ordered. In fact, they are the doctors and they're ready to help. That's the Colfax Animal Hospital. Give them a call at 715-962-3380.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily, serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
To get your lawn or garden to perform like you want, you first need to know about your soil. That's where Midwest Environmental Consultants can help. Their soil testing service can give you a complete rundown on your soil's nutrition and health. They test for nitrogen levels, phosphorus, potash, micronutrients, minerals, pH, and organic matter. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants put you in control of your soil's health. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. That's Midwest Environmental Consultants, soil testers for the Chippewa Valley.
Time now for Viking Halftime, with today's Viking profile and other halftime entertainment. That's coming up right after this.
time now for Viking Profile, where we take a closer look at one of the Colfax Viking players. And now, Viking Profile.
Today on Viking Profile, we're talking with Jordan Bovey, who is a sophomore here at Colfax High School. And Jordan, we know you play basketball, but are you involved in any other school activities?
I play volleyball and plan to do track this year.
And how did volleyball go for you?
It went good, I guess, yeah.
Okay. All right. So when did you start playing basketball, and what kind of an experience has that been for you?
I started when I was in kindergarten, and it's just been a good overall experience.
So what's the most important thing you've learned playing basketball?
Never back down, never give up.
Okay, so when not playing basketball or not here at school, what are other things that keep you interested or occupied?
I like to water ski and snow ski.
Okay, yeah, water skiing's a little tough right about this time of year. They call that a hard water problem. Yeah. A few rapid fire questions for you here. Pie, ice cream, cake, or cookies?
Cookies.
Which kind?
Chocolate chip.
Of course. Do you like them with the nuts or without?
Without.
Okay. All right. Hot dog, burger, or brats?
Burger.
And what do you want on that burger?
Just the cheeseburger.
Just the cheese, that's all. Okay. Favorite color?
Pink.
Is there a reason?
No.
You just like pink?
I just like pink.
Okay. If you could have a superpower, what do you think that would be and why?
I don't know. Maybe I could fly.
Okay, so if you had the ability to fly, of course you have to have a superhero name to go with that. So what's Jordan's superhero name?
Probably Jumping Jordan.
Jumping Jordan. Okay, that works. Favorite NBA or WNBA team?
The Bucks.
All right, how about a college team?
Probably UConn or LSU.
All right. Is there a basketball player that's inspired the way you play your game?
Like a college one?
It could be, or local, or pro, or whatever.
Probably Paige Beckers. She plays for UConn.
And what about her game has...
She tore her ACL last year, so she just learned to never...
Let's not duplicate that.
Yeah. No, I don't want to. I don't know.
But she's a pretty tough player.
Yeah.
We're talking with Jordan Bovey on Viking Profile. And Jordan, what are your plans for after high school? Bear in mind, you're a sophomore, so you got plenty of time to change your mind.
Maybe be a real estate agent and sell houses.
Okay. How about a shout out to the family?
Yeah. Just say their names.
If you want.
My dad and my mom.
Okay. All right. When people watch Viking games, what number do you wear and what position are we going to find you on?
The point guard and number 24.
All right. We want to thank Jordan Bovey for joining us today on Viking Profile. Coming up next, more Viking Halftime.
You've been listening to Viking Profile. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
Anderson Bridges, located in Colfax, Wisconsin, has been manufacturing prefabricated steel truss bridges since 1989. With hundreds of bridges supplied nationwide, we suspect you've crossed our path. It may have been on a pedestrian or bicycle bridge, or how about a snowmobile, ATV, or golf course bridge? Anderson Bridges is likely to have manufactured it. Founded in 1989, Anderson Bridges has been a family-owned company since its beginning and are proud to support the Colfax Vikings.
C&K Construction is your source for high-quality concrete and construction work in the Chippewa Valley. Established in 2014, C&K Construction in Chippewa Falls is a leading concrete contractor proud to serve Eau Claire, Altoona, Menominee, and surrounding areas. Specializing in concrete construction, excavating, flatwork poured walls, and much more, they're right for all of your concrete needs. Call C&K Construction in Chippewa Falls at 715-559-1335.
You've been tuned to Viking Halftime. Stay tuned. Coming up is second half action of today's Viking game on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
And we are back here at Durand High School, where the Vikings have opened up an 18-4 lead over the Durand-Arkansaw Panthers. Dan, it's not a lot of points, but why don't you tell us how we got there?
Yeah, well, Durand's points have been made from the line. They're 4 for 5 from the line tonight. Addison Oth and Gracie Bauer both have 2 free throws, and that's all the Durand points right now. For the Vikings, they're led right now by number 42, McKenna Shipman. She has 7. We have Bryn Sikora with 3, Jade Anderson with 2, Sarah Shipman with 2, and Kason Goodell with 4. 18-4 Colfax.
And it is very much a defensive battle in tonight's game. And it is that Viking defense. Durand has not been able to get a field goal to fall.
Yeah, you know, they've worked it inside a couple times, and they had open looks that the ball wouldn't fall, and they got to take advantage of those because the Colfax defense has been really stingy tonight. Although the Durand defense is just as good. They're getting back on transition. There's been points that Colfax should have had, and Durand's taking those away. So we got a good game here.
We do, and as you said, the Vikings haven't exactly lit up the board, but they've got 18, so they've got 14 more than the Panthers, and as long as they can play even with them now, we'll see what kind of adjustments that the Panthers make.
Yeah, and if you look at the scores rate for Colfax, 3 of the girls come off the bench. They're not even starters. So that's always good when you don't have to rely on your starters to put up points. You know, it broadens the game out a little bit.
I know that Jada Anderson, what did you say she has 2 points?
Jada only has 2.
And she's put several pretty good looks up that just haven't gone in. And Jeanette Hajdukovic has yet to score, but she's had a couple of looks as well.
Yeah, Jada Anderson and Bryn Sikora have done a great game so far, both on the offense and defense ends.
So Vikings to get the ball to start the second half, and they inbound it to Goodell. Vikings moving from right to left now. Feeding it over to the left side to Anderson. Takes it to the free throw line, into the lane. Ball gets knocked loose and picked up by Goodell. Goodell tries to feed it out to Shipman. Got tipped away, but Shipman chased it down. Over to Anderson on the left side, to the free throw line. To Keltner, circles around, takes it to the lane, and then out to Anderson on the left side. To Hajdukovic, over to Shipman at the free throw line. Feeds it to Hajdukovic in the lane, puts it up, no, it doesn't go. Ball gets tipped out of bounds, it'll be Viking ball.
Durand's in man.
Hajdukovic with it, gets it to Shipman, she lays it up and in. McKenna Shipman with her 9th point of the night, and the Vikings take a 20-4 lead. Ball comes over to the near side to Hoyt. Hoyt over to Addison Oth, and to Chloe Oth on the left side. Chloe to the free throw line, gets it to Addison, and the ball gets tied up by Goodell, and we have a jump ball. It'll be the Panthers' ball. Ball comes in, Addison Oth with it just outside the arc. Feeds it over to Sabelko, drives into the lane. We're going to get a blocking foul called, and I think it's going to be on Shipman. It is. That's going to send Sabelko to the line for 2. First shot is up, it's no good. Sawyer Sabelko, the junior. Shot goes up, and it's also no good. Rebound by Shipman. She gets it to Goodell. Goodell across the timeline. Feeding it over to the right side, and she zigged when Anderson zagged, and the ball went out of bounds. Kind of went into the cheap seats of the Viking fans over there. Chloe Oth with the ball. She brings it across the timeline, feeds it over to Sabelko on the right. Then out to the top of the key to Hoyt, into the lane to Addison Oth. Shot goes up, no good. Rebound by Anderson. That's the other thing the Vikings are doing. It's a lot of one and done for Durand. Goodell with the ball between the circles. Feeds it to Shipman, takes it into the lane. Tries to get it over to Hajdukovic, but the ball gets knocked away by the Panthers. They get it out to Sand. Then over to the far side to Addison Oth, to the top of the key to Hoyt. Then down into the corner to Sabelko, and the ball gets tipped away by Shipman, and she gets it over to Goodell. Goodell across the timeline. She's between the circles. Tries to feed it to Shipman, a little bit too high, and coming away are the Panthers. Addison Oth driving into the lane, tries to put it up. We're going to get a whistle and a foul. That's going to be a foul on Jada Anderson. That's her third. Second foul on the Vikings. First shot is up and good. Wholesale changes for the Vikings.
Eddie Alth is 3 for 3 from the line tonight.
And her shot is up, and that one rims around and comes back out. Vikings with the rebound. Bovey on the dribble. Brings it across the timeline. Feeds it over to J.C. Bovey, then back out to Jordan. Sikora with it on the left side. Takes it around to the free throw line. Gets it down into the right corner. J.C. Bovey hit by three. Nope, they're saying two. 2-pointers. She must have been just on the line. 22-5. Addie Oth with it. Over to Emma Hoyt. Over in the right or left corner. It went out of bounds off of Nigaman. It'll be Panther ball. Sabelko to inbound. Gets it out to Addie Oth. And she comes around to the near side. Gets it over to Sand. Sand to Sabelko. Sabelko tries to feed it into the lane, but nobody home and nobody looking for it. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Viking ball.
Yeah, Durand needs to just kind of slow it down and just get a couple shots going and get back in this game.
Vikings with it across the timeline, and J.C. Bovey took an extra step before she put the ball to the floor.
Yeah, and Colfax has to make sure that they don't get sloppy even though they got the big lead right now.
Because it's not that big. Panthers have the ball in the forecourt. Sabelko with it on the left side. Gets it out to the top of the key to Hoyt. Hoyt over to the right side. That's Sand. Sand back out high to Addie Oth. Then to Chloe Oth. Drives down the baseline, and we're going to get a foul underneath on Jordan Bovey. It's her second personal. Third team foul on the Vikings. Ball comes into Chloe Oth. Feeds it out to Hoyt. Hoyt to the top of the key to Addie Oth. To Sabelko on the right side. Drives into the lane. Gets it back out to Sand. Over to Sabelko in the right corner. Sabelko out high to Hoyt. Then to Sand. Sand to the lane. Feeds it out to Sabelko on the left side. Then to Chloe Oth. Ball gets knocked away by Bovey, and chased down in the backcourt is Hoyt, and the ball got knocked out of bounds that time by Nigaman. So Durand with the ball. Chloe Oth with it. Takes it to the top of the key. Over to the left side to Sabelko into the lane. Puts a shot up, and it went in. That's the first field goal of the night for the Durand-Arkansaw Panthers.
Yeah, they had to work hard for that one.
Pass goes over to Jordan Bovey, brings it across the timeline. Drives down into the forecourt. Gets it over to Sierra Shipman, to Nigaman. Nigaman over to Bovey. She lays it up, it does not go in, and down the floor come the Panthers. Chloe Oth dishes it off to Addie Oth, then over to Hoyt on the right side. Back out high to Sabelko, to Addie Oth, to Sand, then down to Hoyt in the left corner. Hoyt driving toward the lane. Gets it back out to Addie Oth, puts the shot up, it's no good. Rebound, knocked out of bounds. Nigaman had it, but it got knocked out of her hands by Hoyt. And wholesale substitutions for the Vikings. Goodell with it, feeds it over to Sierra Shipman. Back to Goodell. Goodell takes it down along the baseline, gets it over to McKenna Shipman, to Sierra. Sierra comes around to the lane, gets it out to Goodell on the right side. Over to Sikora, out high to Shipman, to Hajdukovic, free throw line, gets back out to Sierra, three-pointer, no! Rebound taken down by Addie Oth. Down the floor, long pass, now they kick it back out high to Sabelko, or that was Sand. Nope, it was Sabelko. I had it right the first time. Anyway, the Vikings come away with a rebound. Goodell with it between the circles. To Shipman, puts up a three. She hit the three! That's the second three-pointer of the night for McKenna Shipman.
12 points for her.
25-7, Vikings on top, and the pass gets knocked away. Vikings come away with it, and we have a collision on the floor. And we're going to get a foul being called on Addie Oth. That's her first personal. First team foul on the Panthers this half. Goodell with it. Gets it over to Sierra Shipman. Into the forecourt. Down into the left corner to Sikora. Back out high to Goodell. Then into the lane. Rebound taken down by Hajdukovic. Trying to find a way to go up with it. Got it out to Sikora. Tries to get it over to Hajdukovic. Ball taken away by Bauer for the Panthers. And down the floor come the Panthers. They're at the top of the key. Get it over to the near side to Sand. Back out high to Kurth. Kurth gets it over to Hoyt on the left side to Chloe Oth at the top of the key. She sends it over to Bauer on the right side. Then out to Sand and then over to the left side to Kurth. And the shot gets chased down by the Panthers. Shot goes up that time by Bauer from in the lane and doesn't get it to fall. Vikings come down the floor. Goodell with it. Puts it up. It doesn't go. Rebound tipped around and the Panthers come down with it. Oth has it. Whistle. The ball's out of bounds. Into the lineup is Jada Anderson replacing Sierra Shipman for the Vikings. Sand inbound the ball, gets it into Hoyt. Hoyt taking it down along the baseline, back out high. That's to Bauer, over to Kurth on the far side. Back to Hoyt at the top of the key. Back over to the left side to Bauer. Bauer with a three-pointer, no good. Rebound taken down by the Vikings. This is Goodell on the dribble. Stops at the top of the key. Feeding it over to the right side to Sikora. Sikora drives down, feeds it out to Hajdukovic, then to Shipman. She tries to feed it into Goodell, cutting into the lane. A little bit too high, and we're going to get a foul called on Victoria Kurth. That's her second personal, second team foul on the Panthers. 9:52 to go. Vikings on top, 25-7. Sikora with a jumper, rims around, comes off, no good. And down the floor comes Chloe Oth. They feed it down in the corner to Kurth. Then out to Bauer, back to Kurth from the corner. Three-pointer! Oh, that was by Sabelko. Sawyer Sabelko with the three. Down into the corner for the Vikings to Anderson. Feeding it over to Sikora. She hit the three! 28-10, the Vikings up by 18. 9:15 remaining. Ball's out high over to the left side. Three-pointer on the way off the back of the iron. No good. That was by Chloe Oth. Shipman with it. Gets it out to the top of the key to Anderson. Anderson feeds it off to Sikora. Tries to lay it up. It doesn't go in, but she got fouled going in. That's going to be a foul on Gracie Bauer. That's her first. Third team foul. Sikora at the line. First shot's up, no good. Bryn Sikora with 6 points on the night. Second shot, make that 7 points on the night. Down the floor come the Panthers. Addison Oth with it on the left side, takes it into the lane, over to Chloe Oth on the right. Chloe gives it over to Kurth. Kurth back out to Addison, drives to the baseline, tries to go up with it, it doesn't go, and she got fouled. She got fouled by Bryn Sikora.
Yeah, I think that's what Durand's going to have to do to get back in this one. You'll kind of put those threes away and maybe try to get some easy buckets at the line.
That's the first foul on Sikora. Fourth team foul. First free throw is up and no good by Addison Oth.
Now they just have to make them.
Nigaman into the lineup for the Vikings, replacing Sikora. Second shot is up. That one went in. You had to say that, didn't you, Dan?
Yeah. The first time around, she was 3 for 3, and I jinxed her. Now I went the other way.
Anderson with the ball, feeds it to Goodell across the timeline. Comes down the right side and to the baseline. Tries to feed it over to Hajdukovic, but it got knocked out of bounds by the Panthers. Anderson gets it into Nigaman. Shot goes up off the iron, no good. Sabelko has it, gets it down to Hoyt. Hoyt on the dribble on the left side. Feeds it across to the right side to Chloe Oth. Oth drives into the lane, puts the shot up, it went in. Goodell bringing the ball down the floor, feeds it down to Hajdukovic. Cross-court pass over to Shipman. Feeds it to Nigaman in the lane. Gets it out to Goodell. Tries to go up with it. And we're going to get a foul. Foul's going to be on Addison Oth. That's the fourth team foul. Second foul on Oth. And Goodell is at the line for two. First shot is up. It's good. Case and Goodell putting the second one up. It's also good. 31-13. We have a palindrome score, Dan.
Yeah.
Down to the baseline. Sabelko, her shot is no good. Rebound taken down by Hajdukovic, and the Vikings bring it down the floor. Goodell on the dribble, on the right side. Changes direction, comes to the free throw line, feeds it over to the left side to Shipman, who lays it up. It won't go in. Hajdukovic with the putback and gets it to go.
Jeanette's first 2 points of the night.
Down the floor come the Panthers. They get it from the right corner, and it's off the front of the iron. No good. Nigaman with the rebound. Goodell on the dribble. Gets it over to Shipman, puts a jumper up, no good. Rebound taken down. And we get a jump ball. No, foul's being called on Nigaman. That's her second personal. 15 foul on the Vikings. Sabelko feeds it over to the left side to Hoyt. Hoyt out to the top of the key to Bauer. Over to the right side to Sabelko. Drives into the lane. Ball gets knocked loose. It goes off of Nigaman and out of bounds. Sikora into the lineup for Hajdukovic. And Jordan Bovey in for Goodell. Keltner is in for Anderson. Inbound pass intercepted by Shipman. That was McKenna Shipman, and she gets it over to Sikora. Shipman with it now, tries to feed it down into the lane, and ball gets intercepted by Durand. Down the floor come the Panthers. Three-pointer on the way by Hoyt is no good. Keltner with the rebound, and she brings it down the floor. Stops between the circles, feeds it over to the left side to Sikora. Sikora out high to Bovey. That was Jordan Bovey. Then to Nigaman, she puts up a three. No good. I think her front sight windage is off a little bit. Shot goes up by Hoyt and in for the Panthers. Jordan Bovey with a wraparound dribble. Got it over to Keltner. And we're going to get a whistle and a timeout called by the Vikings. They want to talk it over, 5:26 to go. Vikings on top, 33-15 on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax has just what you need when you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it. Mom's is open from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily and until 9 on Fridays with a complete breakfast menu. Lunch includes sandwiches, salads, wraps, and burgers, along with Mom's comfort food favorites, and don't forget dinner on Fridays with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee always hot, the breakfast always delicious, and lunch puts a smile on your face. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax.
Back here at Durand High School, Vikings leading the Durand-Arkansaw Panthers in a pretty critical Dunn-St. Croix Conference game. 33-15, 5:26 remaining. Goodell on the dribble. Feeds it over to the right side to Jordan Bovey. Down to the baseline to Hajdukovic. Feeds it to Shipman, who tries to go up. Ball got knocked loose, and we're going to get a jump ball called. Hoyt knocked the ball loose, picked it up, and Shipman got her hands on it again. Possession arrow in favor of the Vikings. And Jordan Bovey to inbound. Feeds it into Hajdukovic. Goes right to the hole, puts it in. Jeanette Hajdukovic with two. Panthers with it on the left side. Sand gets it out high. Now they get it over to the left side to Hoyt. Back to Sand at the top of the key. Over to Kurth on the near side. Back out to Bauer. Then to Sand. To Hoyt. And then over to Bauer. Bauer drives towards the lane. Gets stopped. Back out to Hoyt. Over to Kurth, and then into the lane. We're going to get a whistle and a foul. Foul being called on Bryn Sikora.
It's just her second.
Sixth foul on the Vikings. Pass comes in to Kurth. Hands it off as it comes around to the near side to Bauer. Then they feed it over to Kurth. on the left side, back out high to Chloe Oth. Takes it into the lane, kicks it back out, and a three-pointer by Emma Hoyt. And the Panthers want to talk it over. 4:09 remaining, Vikings 35, Durand-Arkansaw 18 on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Are your pooch's proportions putting on pounds? Or is your kitty's constitution constantly complaining?
Well, stop by and see the friendly folks at the Colfax Animal Hospital. Doctors Austin and Nikki Pritchard and their staff will be happy to help you get your family friend back on the road to healthy living. That's the Colfax Animal Hospital. Call them at 715-962-3380.
4:09 to go in this one. Vikings 35, the Durand-Arkansaw Panthers 18 in a truly defensive struggle. Vikings inbound the ball to Goodell. Full court pressure being put on her. She's in trouble, and we get a timeout called by the Vikings. And they're going to want a full timeout to talk this one over. And so we'll take a timeout as well on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Let Menominee Eye and Optical help you see the world for the beautiful place it is. Doctors Nicholas and Marianne Comroe provide both comprehensive and emergency eye care for all, including pediatric and special needs patients. Whether it's examination for glasses to cataract and LASIK care, or diagnosis and management of macular degeneration, diabetic retinopathy, glaucoma, and so much more. In addition, Menominee Eye and Optical's experienced opticians will help guide you to the highest quality eye care for the best value. That's Menominee Eye and Optical, located at 520 Wilson Avenue in Menominee, where they specialize in quality, personalized care for you and your family.
Dairy State Bank encourages you to save smarter for your retirement by maximizing possible tax advantages. We offer traditional, Roth, and rollover IRAs with a wide variety of investment options. It's not too late to invest up to $6,500 of possible tax-deferred earnings into an IRA for 2023 tax purposes, or $7,500 if you're 50 or better. Call or stop by for more information. Dairy State Bank, banking on relationships. Member FDIC.
Vikings with the ball as they bring it down across the timeline. They feed it to Sikora. She gets it back out to Shipman. Shipman drives into the lane, stops, feeds it down underneath to Bovey, who lost the handle and it went out of bounds. Chloe Oth to bring it back for the Panthers. Feeding it over to the right side. That's Kurth. Back out high to Sand. Sand over to the left side, three-pointer on the way, no good. Rebound to Jordan Bovey. To Shipman. Gets it into the forecourt to Goodell. 3:21. See if the Vikings start running a little clock now. Sikora to Goodell to Bovey. They've got it out high.
Durant's got one foul to give you.
Goodell with it, and there's the one foul. Foul's going to be on Victoria Kurth.
That should put him to the line, right? Nope.
Nope, that's foul number 6, I believe. Well, it's the third foul. It says only 5. So they've still got a couple fouls to give. Goodell feeds it over to Sierra Shipman. Vikings pull it out to McKenna Shipman. High, wide, and right. Drives on the right side to Hajdukovic. Had a wide open shot and kicks it back out. Vikings deciding to run a little bit of clock, and a foul being called on Sawyer Sibelko. That'll be number 6. It'll be the 4th foul on Sibelko. Ball comes in to Shipman, or she passes it in to Sikora, who dribbled it off her own foot, and it rolled out of bounds. Chloe Oth with it. Feeds it over to the right side for the Panthers to Kurth. Kurth hands it off to Sabelko at the top of the key. Sabelko over to the left side to Hoyt. Hoyt takes it to the top of the key to Chloe Oth on the right side. Drives towards the lane, puts it up, and we're going to get an offensive foul being called on Chloe Oth. Charging foul, first foul on Oth. That's the 7th foul on the Panthers. Goodell with the ball. Feeds it over to Anderson. Anderson back to Goodell. Across the timeline, down to Hajdukovic. To Shipman, puts it up. She got fouled on the way up. She's going to go to the line for 2.
Emma Hoyt with the foul.
And that'll be 2 on her. 8th team foul. First shot by Shipman is off the back of the iron, no good. (35-18), Vikings on top. Second shot is up off the back of the iron, won't go down. Rebound taken down by Hoyt. That's what you call a successful foul. And down the floor come the Panthers. Sabelko, then out to Hoyt at the top of the key. Feeding it over to Kurth. Kurth loses the handle in the lane, gets it out to Sabelko. Sabelko feeds it to Chloe Oth down underneath and puts it up, no good. Rebound by Anderson, and here come the Vikings. Coming up on a minute and a half to go. Goodell with it. Gets it to Shipman on the right side. Takes it down into the lane, lays it up, it won't go. Hajdukovic with the rebound. Shipman with a shot, it won't go. Hoyt with it. Takes it in the lane, puts it up, it's going to count, and we're going to get a foul. Foul's going to be on Bryn Sikora. That's her 3rd. Emma Hoyt at the line for the +1, and she got it.
She has
35-21. Vikings on top. Anderson on the dribble, and she got fouled as she tried to split the traffic. So she's going to go to the line with the 1-on-1.
That's going to be on Sawyer Sabelko.
And that's all for Sawyer Sabelko.
She ends up with 5 points.
Jada Anderson at the line for the 1-on-1. Shot is up, it's no good. Rebound taken down by Addie Oth. Gets it over to Chloe. Chloe over to Kurth. Then out to Hoyt at the top of the key. Feeds it over to the right side to Kurth. Kurth circles into the lane, puts a shot up, and it goes in.
Her first 2 points.
12-point lead for the Vikings. Ball gets knocked out of bounds over on the far side, and we're going to have a foul called, a blocking foul, and I think it's going to be on, yes, it's on Addie Oth. It's going to send Goodell to the line for the double bonus. First shot is up and good. Second shot is up. That one's good. 37-23. Vikings by 2 touchdowns. Down the floor comes Chloe Oth on the left side. Brings it back around to the right side. Puts up a shot and got it to go from the side of the lane. And a timeout call by the Panthers. Vikings on top. 37-25, and you're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
If you've been admiring the freshly groomed look of a baseball field, or the stunning appearance of a golf course, remember you too can have along with the same beauty by simply calling Midwest Environmental Consultants. Their professional lawn care experts can bring your lawn to its full beauty and appearance. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants help make your lawn the showplace of the neighborhood.
And we're back here at Durand-Arkansaw High School, or Durand High School, for the Durand-Arkansaw Panthers taking on the Colfax Vikings. Vikings with a 12-point lead over the Panthers, 37-25. 25.4 seconds remaining. McKenna Shipman to inbound for the Vikings. Full court pressure being put on by the Panthers, and a foul called right away by Addie Oth.
I think that's her third.
I think it might be her fourth. It is. And it's going to send Bryn Sikora to the line for two. First one's no good. Second shot is up. That one's good. 38-25. 20 seconds remaining in the game. Panthers have it on the left side. This is Chloe Oth, gets it out into the corner. Three-pointers up, no good. Rebound taken down by the Panthers, and the ball gets stuck up on the rim. We got a whistle and a foul. The foul's going to be on McKenna Shipman.
All right, let's see. Where's all the tall kids in the stands?
Well, I got to give it to that official for getting up there and knocking that one out.
He got a little smirk out of him, too.
He did. He's still smiling. Chloe Oth with the free throw. It's no good. By the way, that foul is the second on Shipman, 8th on the Vikings. 9.7 seconds remaining. Shot goes up, no good. Rebound taken down by Addie Oth. And the ball goes out of bounds. But about 3 seconds ran off the clock, as it should. Addison Oth to inbound. Comes into Hoyt. Hoyt with a three. She hit it! And a timeout called by the Durand-Arkansaw Panthers on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
The Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV is excited to once again be your host for Colfax High School Girls Basketball throughout the 2023 through 2024 season. Our next game will be on Monday, January 22nd, when the Vikings will travel to Mondovi, Wisconsin to take on the Mondovi Buffaloes in a makeup game for the game postponed on January 12th. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN-TV begins with Viking Pregame at 5 p.m. That's live Colfax Viking Girls Basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV on Monday, January 22nd.
Back here at Durand High School, where the Durand-Arkansaw Panthers are hosting the Vikings. Vikings are 2.7 seconds away from claiming victory tonight.
Let's see if they foul right away.
Pass comes into Hajdukovic. And we get the foul right away. Down to 1.5 seconds remaining. Jeanette Hajdukovic to go to the line for two.
This is her first time at the line.
Shot is up, no good. Vikings have pulled everybody off the lane. Second shot is up, it's no good. Rebound, and there's the buzzer. So the final score of tonight's game, Vikings 38 and the Durand-Arkansaw Panthers 28. And we're going to have more information about this with all the scoring totals and a talk with Coach Serrar right after this timeout as you're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
questions.
What's up, champ? Feel like you get taller every time I see you. Congratulations, Brandon.
You have been tuned to Colfax Viking Girls Basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. This copyrighted production of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and Colfax High School is intended for the enjoyment of the viewing and listening audience. Any broadcast, rebroadcast, or reproduction without the express written consent of the Northern Light Webcasting Network LLC and Colfax High School is prohibited. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Viking Postgame.
Is it time yet?
It's time.
Let's start time for dinner.
Oh, terrific.
Donating pet food is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
Time now for Viking Postgame, with a wrap-up of today's Colfax Viking Girls game. And now, Viking Postgame.
And we're back here at Durand High School, where the Vikings have defeated the Durand-Arkansaw Panthers by a score of 38-28 in a pretty critical Dunn-St Croix Conference battle, because that puts the Vikings now at 5-2, and the Durand-Arkansaw Panthers fall to 6-2. So the Vikings are only a half a game behind the Panthers now in the standings, and the Vikings will even up their number of games on Monday when they make up that game that was postponed on the 2nd, or on the 12th, I should say, and against the Mondovi Buffaloes. But the Vikings come out on top 35-28 in a defensive battle. Dan, before we get into a whole lot of discussion about this, why don't you tell us about the scoring?
Yeah, here's the scores tonight for Durand Panthers. They're led by number 14, Emma Hoyt. She had 11. Then we had Chloe Oth with 4, Addison Oth with 4, Victoria Kurth with 2. We had Gracie Bauer with 2, and Sawyer Sabelko with 5. For the Colfax Vikings, they're led tonight by number 42, McKenna Shipman. She had 12. We had Jeanette Hajdukovic with 4. We had Bryn Skor with 8. Jada Anderson with 2. Sierra Shipman with 2. JC Bovia with 2. And Kason Goodell with 8. 38-28.
Well, you got to pretty much say tonight, Dan, that this was a true defensive struggle. Both teams played very good defense. Since Christmas time, the Vikings have been averaging just almost 70 points per game. They got held to 38 tonight. Yeah. But they kept the Durand-Arkansaw Panthers down to 28. And so both teams played outstanding defense in tonight's game.
Yeah, you know, I never felt like this game was really controlled by either team until probably like 5 minutes left. And, you know, it's just back and forth. Both teams played great defense. You know, Colfax had their chances at transition, and Durand got back. And Colfax came down, shut down the inside really good. And Durand just didn't have an answer tonight.
And basically, it's not that the Vikings shot the lights out of the thing. Durand played really tough defense. You're right. When you talked about it earlier, when Durand played really good transition defense, which made it difficult for the Vikings to score, but the Vikings did take their time when they needed to and take advantage of the opportunities that they had, and basically you put up more points than the other team, you win the game.
Yeah, you know, I thought both teams playing man-to-man, you know, I just figured about the last 10 minutes of the game, you know, one of the teams is going to run out of gas. You know, they're not going to be able to guard. Somebody's going to get open, and then all of a sudden that usually opens up the game. but both teams did a really good job and getting around the screens. And neither team got really good looks tonight. Colfax just got a few more points.
And that's where they did not completely shut down, like McKenna Shipman. She still got her points, and they held her to 12. She's been averaging about 17, so they did hold her down some, but everybody got held down tonight.
And, you know, I always think it comes back to Colfax's, they play 10 girls, you know, and if you're the opponent coach, it drives you nuts because you can't really coach to like 3-4 girls. You know, you can't just say, hey, make sure you guard these 2 girls. You know, you get the ones off the bench like J.C. Bovey, Sierra Shipman, Jada Anderson, Bryn Sikora,
Autumn Nigaman.
Autumn, yeah, they just, it's a lot to think about as a coach.
And they don't have the same skill set. It's different. It's not any worse. It's just a different skill set, and that's got to make it very frustrating. All of a sudden, that other 5 comes in, and that's got to really cause some issues for coaches.
And you always have fresh legs, you know. And I could maybe see in the last two minutes that maybe Durand was starting to run out of gas, and that made the big difference towards the end.
And I see Coach Serrar down on the floor now, and so hopefully she comes up here soon. A lot of people want to talk to her because this is a big win for the Vikings.
Yeah, that makes this whole conference just kind of shift right now.
And
I mean, somebody's got to chase down Elk Mountain, but
this is true. But they've got an opportunity to do that. They split this year with. It's just like last year. They split last year with Durand-Arkansaw, and each team won on the opponent's home floor. And so that's what happened again this year. It was that very first part of that first half, it sure looked like the Vikings were going to take command. Yeah. Hey, I'll tell you what, while we're waiting for Coach Serrar to come up, why don't we take this quick time out on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
The Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-2 are excited to once again be your host for Colfax High School boys basketball throughout the 2023 through 2024 season.
This is what we came here for.
Our next game will be on Friday, January 19th, when the Vikings will travel to Mondovi, Wisconsin to take on the Mondovi Buffaloes. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN-2 begins with Viking Pregame at 6:40 p.m. That's live Colfax Viking boys basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-2 on Friday, January 19th.
And joining us now is Viking head coach Courtney Serrar. And Coach, congratulations. That is a big win tonight.
Yeah, it's a good win. I thought my kids played really well. Our defense was, outstanding, and they just came ready to play. And these kids are tough from top to bottom. To not let them score a field goal in the first half, and Autumn's out there playing with a broken nose. They just give it their all, and I was super impressed.
Well, in fact, for people who like defensive basketball, this was a classic because both teams played tough defense. To hold the Vikings to 38 points, that says a lot for Durand-Arkansaw, but your girls held them to only 28. And boy, oh boy, you've said many times you hold a team under 30, you're going to probably win the game.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I don't think it was a great offensive outing by either team. Like you said, they missed a lot. We missed a lot. We were pretty sloppy with the ball, I thought, second half. But, anytime your defense is like that, it's going to give you a chance. And I thought we did an excellent job.
And, again, you had a good number of girls putting points on the board. Wasn't a lot of points by any of them, but they all got into the act. And even if they didn't score, there was a lot of scrapping going on down there. I mean, you mentioned Autumn. She took that girl to the floor trying to battle for that rebound, forced a jump ball, and took one in the beak in the process.
Yeah, I asked my kids, I just hate when we get outworked, so you can tell that we definitely did not get outworked tonight. Everybody's diving on the floor after loose balls, coming up with huge, there are so many rebounds, and it seemed like we come up with most of them for sure. I would bet 90% that we won the rebounding battle, and I always ask my kids to just, check some certain boxes, and rebounding was on there, and not getting outworked was on there, and I know that we were able to do both of those things. So
one of the comments that I remember making to Dan during the game is there were an awful lot of one and done times down the floor for Durand, and your girls were all over the rebounding tonight, and you're absolutely right. I think you won the rebound battle.
Yeah, they knew they had to come up with it, and I was impressed.
So you go to 5-2 in the conference. You're only a half a game out of second place right now, and that'll get made up. You have an opportunity to make that up on Monday when you make up that game that got snowed out. So right back in the thick of things.
Yep, we play 3 games next week, so we got to come out with 3 more wins. So
there you go. Well, congratulations, and we'll have more Viking postgame right after this timeout on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Spring is on its way, and the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV are excited to once again be your home for Colfax High School baseball.
Yeah.
Join us as we follow the Colfax Vikings as they battle their way through the Dunn-St. Croix Conference. We'll carry Viking home games on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Back here at Durand High School, just getting ready to wrap things up as the Vikings come out on top tonight over the Durand-Arkansaw Panthers, 38-28. Dan, your last comments here.
Yeah, this was kind of I felt like it was a must-win for Colfax, and they got the win. They got to, stay in this hunt, and I can really tell they're starting to gel. They're getting this game figured out and how to play as a team, and we're off to Monday.
Okay.
Well, I'm not. I'll be in a different place.
Yes, because what Dan is hinting at there is that you should join us right here on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and the other channel, NLWN-2, tomorrow night, as the Viking boys are going to travel to Mondovi to take on the Mondovi Buffaloes in a Dunn-St. Croix Conference matchup. Viking pregame is going to begin at 6:40 with live play-by-play action to follow. That's Viking boys basketball tomorrow evening on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-2. Then the girls, don't forget to join us on NLWN-TV along with the Northern Light Webcasting Network on Monday, like we were just talking with Coach Serrar. That's January 22nd as the Viking girls will travel to Mondovi to take on the Mondovi Buffaloes. That's a makeup of the Dunn-St. Croix Conference matchup that was originally scheduled for January 12th. Live coverage will begin with Viking pregame beginning at 6:40. Or check that. It'll begin at 5 o'clock. That game is going to be early because it's part of a doubleheader down in Mondovi, and the Vikings play in game 1 of that doubleheader. And it's going to be followed that. So Viking pregame at 5 o'clock, and all the live play-by-play action comes right after that. That's Colfax Girls Basketball, Monday, January 22nd on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. The Dunn-St. Croix Honors Choir and Band performance is going to be held on Saturday, January 27th at 1:30 at Elmwood High School. So a number of Colfax students involved in that. Tonight's Colfax Viking basketball game has been brought to you by the Colfax Animal Hospital. Let Doctors Austin and Nikki Pritchard and their friendly staff take care of your pet. C&K Construction, your concrete experts for the Chippewa Valley. Dairy State Bank, where they're banking on relationships. Midwest Environmental Consultants, soil testers for Western Wisconsin. Anderson Bridges, who have been manufacturing prefabricated steel truss bridges since 1989. Slayton's Technology, IT provider for the Northern Light Webcasting Network. Menominee Eye and Optical with quality personalized care for you and your family. And Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Comfort food the way Mom used to make it. Be sure to thank these fine sponsors for bringing you Colfax Viking Basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. So for Lynn Nigaman on the camera, a special shout out also to Jan Bovey. He came up and took over on the camera when Lynn was down checking on Autumn. And thank you, Jan, for doing that. As well as Dan Petschow, who's sitting just to my left here. And I'm Rick Olson. That final score once again, Vikings 38, Durand-Arkansaw Panthers 28. You've been tuned to Viking Postgame on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
You've been listening to Viking Postgame, a wrap-up of today's Colfax Viking Girls game. You can catch Colfax Vikings games by tuning in to any of the Northern Light Webcasting Network outlets. This has been a production of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.